All right, guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Just wanted to do another quick update for you guys. It's been a couple of days since my last update. If you haven't watched that one, I definitely would recommend, if you haven't seen that video, the one right before this one, you can go ahead and click on it. Make sure you watch that. It gives insight into the mindset you should have if you're going to get involved with anything in this space, especially, contracts like this, farms, et cetera, et cetera. Now, before we go into this, guys, do want to remind you that everything I talk about on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Definitely not giving you financial advice. You should do your own research, do your own due diligence. If you do decide to get in, only put in what you can afford to lose. Now, before we jump into the Manor Farm, because next week we are going to be transitioning into the layer 2. Do want to give you a quick update on drip, then we'll jump into the Telegram. I'll go over Forex's last post, which is pretty insightful. But drip continues to do what it is basically built to do, guys. You don't have a position in drip, and I don't know what you're really waiting for. This is probably a good time. Let's take a quick look at the price of drip right now. Just under $62. It was down yesterday at around, I think, 55 or something like that, give or take. Again, I don't really follow too much like a hawk the price. I do look at it, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't really follow it and look at the price drip, every hour on the hour, because again, this is a long-term play for me, a long-time hodl. So, why look at it every single hour if it's a long-term play? You're just gonna make yourself go crazy. So for me, as long as I'm getting that 1% from the faucet, I'm good to go, right? You can see $62, just under $62. It's doing its thing. The faucet continues to pay. I mean, this thing is, I just withdrew. See here, I just withdrew into my wallet. Um, there's a nice chunk in there, even with the price being a little bit down from what it was. And, in about a day and a half, yeah, about a day and a half or 2 days or something like that. This one, just, the available balance continues to fill. And again, the 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 account that I'm building is this one here. I'll leave my buddy address down below if you want to connect with me and work with me on this project. I'll leave it down below. You can see here, you know, nice chunk of change here in my available balance as well. And yeah, this thing just continues to grow. So that being said, let's take a quick look at the farm. You see the farm here, $45 million in total value locked. Price of Rev right now just sitting under $41, so it's up from where it was in the mid to upper 30s. Let's take a quick look at the Telegram real quick before we look at these pools. This was Forex post from earlier today. It says here we have spent the weekend updating the Manor Farm front end to add values such as a TVL display, which is pretty cool because a lot of people were asking me what the TVL was, and I really couldn't answer them. Now it's fully displayed there, so it's much more user-friendly, a lot more transparent. They've also added more social media links and dialed in some information outputs on the site to make the dashboard more useful for users. This front-end update has just been pushed, so it's live, as you can see. We have about $45 million TVL, which is on pace for our L1 run up to L2. Again, the L2 will go live. The transition will take place next week. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're following me on Telegram so you get updated on that. Remember that all of our major game-changing innovation come into play with L2. Because again, L2 is really the big deal, right? That's the farm, the animal farm. L1, the Manor Farm, this is like a pre-launch or a pre-phase, whatever you want to call it, leading into the animal farm, which is layer 2. And we are truly bringing something special. We are truly bringing a special product to the market. Rev holders will get in for the best possible price with no allocation cap. So the name of the game during this phase, during this L1 phase, is to accumulate Rev. So you can take your Rev, buy into the L2 tokens, and get a 20% bonus right off the top, right? Today, we paid for multiple DAP Radar banners, which are set to go up immediately on Monday. We'll have top-ranking placements secured for 4 weeks. We also have multiple social media posts made by the DAP Radar team on their official social media broadcasts. across Twitter, where they have over 145,000 followers, Facebook, and also Discord to promote our project. I will be doing an AMA with a large venture capitalist whale group, as well as promotion announcements on the channels. I will also be scheduling another YouTube interview with a large YouTube influencer before the launch of the Animal Farm. By the end of the week, we will have Animal Farm site up so users can check it out and become familiar with the different dashboards and front ends. So that's going to be pretty cool. Before they launch it, they'll give us access to it, or we can check it out. Pretty much what they did with the L1, right? With Manor Farm, it was, even though it wasn't live and launched, the website was up and we can check it out. This year, we plan to publish a full 2022 roadmap for Drip next week, which is going to be awesome. We'll detail our deadlines for partnerships, UI updates, further development, celebrity collaboration, and marketing plans. There are at least 3 major dev teams building projects on top of and integrated into Drip contracts, as well as several super high-end partnerships, which we will be launching very shortly. Dates will be announced or addressed in the roadmap. It will be the first time we have ever produced a fully detailed roadmap for Drip. Huge. I've never been more bullish for the project than I am right now. There is so much right around the corner. So it's pretty awesome because, I mean, for the last 8 or 9 months while Drip has been running, we really haven't had a roadmap. Not that roadmaps make or break a deal. Obviously, without a roadmap, we've done pretty well with this. A lot of people have done well with this. But it'll be pretty good to have a roadmap just to kind of see what they have in store, what's happening, what's coming up. So people, it does help build confidence for the project. Not that there isn't already. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot going on behind the scenes, which is awesome. When you have a dev team that's constantly innovating, constantly looking to evolve with the market, that's a big deal, right? So you can see here $45.3 million in TVL, as I mentioned before. Rev just under $41. Here you have the farms. Again, if you don't know how to farm, if you've never done this before, then don't get in. You don't have to. Just stick with the faucet. Those of you guys that do have experience with farming and you want to get into this, you want to stake and get Rev tokens and prepare for L2, again, do your own research. Definitely want to recommend that you jump on the white paper so you can read this. I've done a couple of videos on this already, so I'm not going to rehash it. But if you go through the white paper, starting on specifically page 16 and beyond, that talks about what's coming up next, which is the transition from L1 to L2. So again, I've rehashed it already. I'm not going to. Definitely want to recommend that you check out the white paper on your own. But yeah, this is doing its thing. You can see here. At about $56,000 of Rev staked, and I have about 7.1 ETH in this pool right here. I've earned almost $6,000 in the last week. So not too bad. That's not too shabby at all, for a farm, or for a pool rather. So again, we're just going to continue to work this platform until the launch of L2, and then L2 is when the quote unquote fun starts to happen. Not that there's any fun happening right now, because there is. Obviously, the faucet is doing its thing. As I've mentioned before, you don't have to jump into all of these things if you don't want to. You can stick to one. They're all they all can be they can all create passive income by themselves, right? The Drip faucet has done extremely well. The farm, a lot of people are making money with the farms. Or again, if you don't know how to farm, if you've never done it before, maybe the play for you is to stick to the faucet. And this is not even talking about the Drip garden, which is the minor, right? That one there is just continuing to do its thing. I haven't really withdrawn out of that. I've just been compounding every day. So I'm going to continue to compound there. But yeah, it looks like everything is working according to plan, and lots of big stuff coming in the near future. So that said, if you want to check any of this stuff out, I will leave links down below. Again, do your own research. Only put in what you can afford to lose. Yeah, it might be a good entry point right now, because again, this rode up all the way to $99 just a couple of days ago. Entire market as a whole, the crypto market is down right now. It's pretty red. So I'm not surprised that the price of Drip is a little bit down. Again, I'm not really concerned or worried about it, because once that L2 farm launches, I think it'll have a positive impact on the price of Drip. But we'll see, right? Purely speculation, can't guarantee anything. you know, what do I know? Go do your own research. It's your funds. All right, guys, follow me on Telegram. I will leave the link down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.